During dinner, the atmosphere between mother and son is calm. While eating, he stares at her. She looks back and suddenly her eyes fill with tears. He is surprised and asks what's wrong. She covers her face, saying it's nothing. Afterward, with a faint, sad smile, she says she'll go out to get some fresh air. Later, at a street food stall, she drinks with two friends. Although she tries to mask it with a carefree attitude, her tired expression gives her away. One of the friends warns she'll get drunk, and the other asks why she called them if she wasn't going to say anything. The woman remains silent, resting her hand on her forehead. Then, one friend asks if she needs money. She bursts out, curses money, and claims she has plenty. Her friend, indifferent, simply replies that that's good. One of them asks what the problem is. Bora, looking down, confesses that the kids have grown up too fast. She mentions Han nostalgically while holding a glass. Her friends watch her silently. After a while, one of them, worried, tries to snap her out of it, calling her name and begging her not to do this. She remains slumped over the table. One of the women reminds her she's too old now to be carried on the back and asks her to wake up. At that moment, Woon-chun enters the restaurant. His aunts recognize him and greet him cheerfully. He replies with a simple, "Hi." One of them comments on how much he has grown. They ask how he knew they were there. While gently holding his mother, he replies that it was just a guess. Woon-chan looks at his mother asleep on the table, saying nothing at first. Then he comments that she's had too much to drink and that he'll take her home. His aunts are surprised, but agree. Woon-chan carries Bora on his back. The aunts apologize for not stopping her from drinking so much and for her not listening to them. He responds calmly that it's not a problem and politely says goodbye. One of them wishes him a safe return. As he walks away with Bora asleep on his back, the aunts watch him fondly. They comment on how much he's grown. One of them adds that it's only natural for Bora to be proud, knowing how lucky she is to have them. On the stairway lit by nightlight, Woon-chun continues to carry her as he climbs. Bora, still unconscious, leans against him. In a scene from the past, a young man with a gentle expression is shown. Memories of a dinner appear. Bora smiles while chatting animatedly in front of a boy who listens attentively. She apologizes for talking too much. He interrupts her, saying he likes hearing her talk about her dreams. Bora laughs softly. She says her dreams have changed many times. As a child, she wanted to be a singer and later dreamed of owning a building. Smiling, he asks what her dream is now. Bora looks at him seriously, while her thoughts echo in a dark background, remembering her father saying he is a lonely person. Sitting on a couch, with her hands on her belly and a ring visible on her finger, the young woman looks calm. Then she expresses her wish to live happily with him and the baby that's on the way. In the current night, on Woon-chan's back, she suddenly opens her eyes and says the word son. He glances at her, surprised and curious. He asks if he woke her, to which she apologizes and says she can walk. Already standing, she stretches a bit and asks about her aunts. He replies that they already left. She responds with a brief sigh. As they walk together, she smiles emotionally. She says she loves that feeling. Her son has grown up and even comes to get her now. She thanks Woon-chan sweetly. He looks at her sideways, not answering. But then he breaks the silence with a question. He asks if she said something inappropriate earlier. She looks at him curiously, then smiles, raises her hand and gently shakes her head. She assures him he didn't say anything wrong and tells him not to worry. Woon-chan looks at her quietly, a bit thoughtful. As they walk, she stops, hesitantly, and tells him she wants to ask him something just in case. He tells her to go ahead. They remain silent for a moment, until Bora looks at him and asks if he feels lonely. He looks at her, surprised. His mother tries to explain, a bit unsure, that she raised them alone and has always been working, without being able to give them much attention. She adds that she has her flaws, that she's not very organized, and has thought maybe she's not as reliable as a head of household should be. He firmly tells her not to say that. She is left speechless, not understanding. He looks at her gently and says that even though she raised them alone, neither he nor Yoon know what loneliness is. He recalls that they've always lived in rented rooms since birth. Still, he notes that anyone could say their family is poor. She looks at him with an expression of surprise and emotion. The boy acknowledges that neither he nor Yoon know what poverty is. He explains that they've grown up without lacking anything, eating well and doing everything they wanted thanks to their mother. He reveals that he likes sports because seeing him win used to make her happy. She watches him silently, moved. He admits that he made efforts to make her smile, but understands that he shouldn't choose his future just because of that. Although he still doesn't know what he wants to do, he promises to tell her once he figures it out. His mother listens tenderly, thanks him, and says that's fine. In another scene, the academy building appears at night. Inside, the teacher corrects a student's drawing, telling her to relax her shoulders. She asks, confused. He explains that she focuses too much on details and loses overall balance. Yoon nods. The teacher also notices she looks impatient and asks if something is wrong. She replies that everyone preparing for the entrance exam feels the same. She confesses that she wants to graduate soon, get into a good university, succeed, and give her mother a better life. She laughs and says that's what she hopes for. The teacher tells her to go home now because he doesn't want her mother to worry. Yeon agrees, but then remains silent as she looks at her drawing. She wonders if she truly loves her mother. She thinks that although she loves her, she is certain she will never live the way her mother had to. In the past, during a night walk, Yeon walks arm in arm with a man. They look at each other lovingly. She smiles brightly, lit by the warmth of the moment. Dex, a group of students calls out to Kim Yeon from a classroom window. They complain that she didn't tell them something important. She asks what's going on. A girl points at her in surprise and says they're twins, referring to her and Woon-chan. Another asks how she could hide something like that. Kim Yeon replies that she didn't hide it, she just didn't say it. Another person asks if that's not the same as hiding it. She stays silent. Finally, with a serious expression, she says it just made her uncomfortable. Woon-chan and Yeon stand together wearing similar sweatshirts. It is revealed that they are twins. Then the focus is on Yeon as it's mentioned that Woon-chan is good-looking. In class, a group of girls watches Yoon. One asks if it's true she's Woon-chan's sister, and another asks if they can be friends. During a volleyball game, a ball hits a player's face hard, specifically Yoon's, followed by a cry of pain. The player who threw the ball announces that Yeon is out. Woon-chan asks why he threw the ball so hard, and the boy replies that he didn't expect her to just stand there. After all, she's his sister, and unlike him, she lacks coordination. Yeon looks at Woon-chan silently while mentally listing his flaws. That he's impulsive, not good at studying, not skilled, frustrating, needs a lot of attention, has his own logic, and doesn't use common sense. She also remembers he's mom's favorite, and they share her. In a different scene, a house is shown under a clear sky. From inside, a cheerful voice asks who's come. Their grandfather greets the twins with a smile and tells them his little ones are there. They greet him cheerfully. Upon seeing them, the grandfather quietly comments that Woon-chan still looks like his father, who is also handsome. Yeon thinks that he died trying to save someone else. That sounds admirable to her. But then she thinks he was irresponsible, because she's seen how hard it has been for her mother to raise them alone. Besides, their mother always spoke about him to them, so she knows that basically, her father was like Woon-chan. Although she knows it's a childish feeling, that makes Woon-chan even more uncomfortable to her. Now inside the house, Yeon watches him as he laughs cheerfully. She tells him he seems happy after the chaos he caused the day before. Woon-chan is surprised to see her. Their mother calls out Yeon's name and turns serious. Then, she asks why Yoon is being so defensive again, assuring her that issue is going to be resolved soon. The girl replies yes, but says that every time she sees him, she feels like fighting again. Woon-chan stays silent, looking uncomfortable. Bora responds, annoyed, saying that's nonsense, and her daughter walks away in silence. Her mother calls her by her full name and shouts that she wants to talk to her, insisting that she come back. In a memory, Yoon suggests that now that they're in middle school, they should keep it secret that they're siblings. Woon-chan, confused, asks why. The girl replies that she doesn't want people to know they're siblings. Woon-chan asks why, but she just answers with a simple, because. As they walk down the street, Woon-chan reflects that at some point, Yoon began to hate him. He thinks she is smart and skilled, draws very well, is pretty because she looks like mom, and is always passionate and brave. Woon-chan wonders why things have to be like this. He remembers a conversation where someone tells him not to compare himself to Yoon because she's very smart, while he's the typical student who doesn't study. They add that, for his standards, he's quite handsome. They ask him how school is going. After a brief silence, Woonchun replies that he just goes, "Nothing more." The other person says even his answer sounds lazy, to which he repeats that he just goes, "That's all." The scene ends with a view of the sunset over the city and then a shot of a street full of people and lights. While walking through the city, Bora recalls her son's words, that neither he nor Yoon know what loneliness is. They don't know poverty either, because they were raised without lacking anything, eating well, and doing whatever they wanted. She admits that even though there's nothing he truly wants to do now, when he finds something he's interested in, he'll speak up. His mother thinks that boy, who normally doesn't say much, now seems to have grown enough to know how to comfort someone. Bora reflects that it doesn't matter if he doesn't have something he wants to do, because he's so kind and sensible, he hasn't even asked for what he truly desires. Suddenly, the young man on the motorcycle calls out, "Mom!" Bora stops, surprised, and when she turns around, she asks what's going on. Upon seeing who called her, she recognizes him with astonishment. It's Woonchun, riding a motorcycle. With an incredulous expression, she mutters exactly that. A motorcycle. Woonchun asks if she's heading home. Bora, still surprised, replies with some hesitation that she is. Woonchun tells the woman next to him to say hello, since that's his mother. The young woman, confident, takes off her helmet, fixes her hair, and says Woonchun has told her a lot about her. Bora watches her in silence, confused. The young woman introduces herself with a smile, saying she's pleased to meet her, and that her name is Ji Hyun So. Still surprised, Bora barely manages an apology and then asks who she is. With a calm expression, Woonchun declares, "She's my girlfriend." Many thanks to the channel members, Rafioltron and Wee for their valuable support to this project. That said, see you in the next video.